Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 602 for April 2022. 2022's second strongest aspect, Jupiter conjunct Neptune, highlights April. We also have a Taurus Solar Eclipse, electrified by Uranus, an Aries New Moon, empowered by a Grand Stellium, and a Libra Full Moon, supercharged by Pluto. Wow. But that's not all. Pluto turns retrograde, the Sun enters Taurus, and Saturn and the lunar nodes help form several T-squares. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm your host, Benjamin Bernstein. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics, which you can also see in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. Check out our website, thisweekinastrology.com, where you can hear the show and subscribe to podcast updates. And if you haven't already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. And as we come into April, we have a waning moon. So now let's move to our individual days of the month. On Friday, April 1st, no fooling, Aries New Moon. A new moon at 2:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's at 11 degrees, 30 minutes Aries. Aries and new moons are great for starting anything. The energy of Aries also supports your embodiment of the warrior, pioneer, entrepreneur, and sexual being. Aspects. This new moon is dominated by a powerful Grand Stellium. It contains 5 planets in Aries, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Pallas Athena, and Chiron, all within 8 degrees. Chiron is the most potent player here for 2 reasons. First, he's the wounded healer archetype. Second, he's less than 1 degree from the luminaries. On the challenging side, Chiron can partner with Aries' aggressive or violent side to create wounding. Try to avoid being on either the giving or receiving side of this, emotionally or physically. With Mercury less than 2 degrees from the luminaries on the other side, verbal attacks are possible. But Chiron would rather show up positively, playing the role of the mentor or healer. Mercury, the planet of communication, also supports mentoring. Mercury also rules Virgo, the sign of healing. In medical astrology, Mercury rules the arms and hands through which healing energy flows. So Mercury can support Chiron's healing side as well. The 5th and final planet in this Grand Stellium is Pallas Athena. As the warrior goddess who sprang fully armored from Zeus's head, she adds even more assertive energy into the mix. But Pallas Athena also has other gifts. She excels at strategy, diplomacy, negotiation, and mediation. The more you skillfully practice these, the less need you'll have for battle. Other aspects. The Grand Stellium is this new moon's main influence, but not the only one. 4 other planets also aspect the sun and moon, arcing out like the wings of a bird. A Venus semi-square warns of possible challenge in your relationships, creativity, or finances, but her Aquarian placement suggests that you can take these areas into positive territory by being your unique self, following your intuitive hits, and serving others with your special talents that you most love to use. Those last 3 ideas are also energized by a Uranus semi-sextile. Stay alert for any surprise or disruption catalyzed by this aspect. It will highlight what you need to prepare or release. This new moon's final aspects are harmonious trines from 2 asteroid goddesses. Vesta invites you to serve a cause that serves a higher good, and Ceres wants to bless you with abundance and help your shadow work flow more easily. On Monday, April 4th, a Mars-Saturn conjunction at 22 degrees Aquarius can bless you with the endurance of the Energizer Bunny, especially if you aim for your true north and follow your flashes of inner guidance. If you hit an obstacle, remember my favorite Stoic saying, "The obstacle is the way." Should you persevere through the obstacle or detour to a different path? If the answer is not obvious, this duo's Aquarian placement invites you to take your cue from your intuitive hits. On Wednesday, April 6th, are your committed partnerships fully aligned with your life purpose? That's the main question being asked by a T-square that started on March 24th, peaks today on April 6th, and ends on April 18th. This hard aspect pattern is formed by Mars, Saturn, and Juno's tight Aquarian stellium squaring the lunar nodes. A committed partnership, represented by the asteroid goddess Juno, can be any ongoing romantic or platonic connection between two people. Saturn could cause challenge to arise within any bonded relationship that needs adjustment or release, but he can help you stabilize and deepen structures that are going well. Saturn can help out with any mutual goals you two are striving toward. He can also support you in being more mature and responsible, managing your time well, and efficiently planning and implementing your strategies. Mars can add fiery energy to all this. He also opens the possibility of new committed partnerships since he loves to initiate. Mars' lower potentials include anger, violence, and irresponsible impulsivity. Steer clear of those the best you can. As a team, Mars and Saturn can bless whatever you two are doing with enhanced endurance and longevity. As I previously noted, Mars, Juno, and Saturn are in Aquarius. This encourages an innovative approach to your committed partnerships. This can apply whether you're dealing with a challenge or making a quantum leap into exciting new territory. The Aquarian energy also encourages you to follow your intuitive hits and serve others using your special gifts and talents that you most love to use. We can also consider this T-square without Juno. Removing her eliminates the committed partnership theme and leaves us with Mars, Saturn, and the lunar nodes. The most straightforward way to interpret this simplified T-square is by focusing on Mars. Consider how you're taking on the role of the warrior, pioneer, entrepreneur, or sexual being. Are you doing this authentically and in an original way? Are you letting your intuitive hits guide you? Do your actions serve others? As before, any challenges in these areas will alert you to anything that's out of kilter with your soul purpose. These will be courtesy of Saturn. However, he can also help you build foundations and solidify structures that support what's going well. To make things even more interesting, Venus is a part-time member of this T-square. She joined forces with the Aquarian planets on March 25th and remains through April 8th. The main T-square started a day earlier on March 24th and lasts 10 days longer through April 18th. During her 2 weeks in this T-square, Venus reinforces the relationship theme already established by Juno. Venus also wants to know how your creativity and finances are doing and whether your committed partnerships support them. Also, on Wednesday, April 6th, unexpected breakthroughs and inspirations are available for your relationships, creativity, and finances thanks to a Venus-Uranus quintile. Venus, 1 degree Pisces, Uranus, 13 degrees Taurus. With Venus in Pisces, the magic can also extend to your spiritual awakening practices. On Thursday, April 7th, a T-square starting today and lasting almost 2 months asks what higher cause aligns with your life purpose. It peaks on April 27th and ends on June 2nd. It includes Vesta, Saturn, and the lunar nodes. Vesta represents the higher cause. Her placement in Aquarius wants the cause you're serving to resonate authentically with you. Clear-eyed Saturn can help you reality check this cause. Is it truly worthy of your continued support? Is it the best place for you to be funneling your energy? With both Vesta and Saturn in Aquarius, are you getting intuitive hits that give a thumbs up to your continued involvement? The lunar nodes are the axis of life purpose. There are thousands of worthy causes out there. Does the one you're supporting feel solidly aligned with the reason you were born? On Monday, April 11th, what happens if you remove Vesta from that T-square I just talked about that started 4 days ago? You get a potent T-square that lasts over 5 times longer, 10.5 months, and carries one simple message: get on track with your life purpose. This T-square is stripped down to Saturn and the lunar nodes. It started on February 15th, peaks today on April 11th, and ends on December 26th. Saturn can bring challenge, but only when it's needed. To the degree that you've deviated from your life purpose, Saturn will roil the waters to let you know. Release or adjust accordingly. But if you're on track, he'll be a steady wind in your sails. The South Node is in Scorpio, while the North Node is in Taurus. So some of this life purpose reality checking might involve material resources, wealth, and abundance. Are you wielding power skillfully to achieve clear, desirable outcomes? And do you have an appropriate amount of sensuality and sexuality in your life? Two planets are conjunct Saturn in Aquarius as this T-square peaks. Their effects are transient but noteworthy. Juno asks if your committed partnerships align with your life purpose, and Mars adds electricity and passion to help you get in gear with whatever needs doing. A quick intermission here. Have my invocations helped you? Please tell me your story. I'm writing a book to help people get the maximum benefit from my invocations, and the book needs real-life stories from people like you who've been helped by them. People use them for healing, embodied awakening, and much more. If my invocations have helped you, I'd be tremendously grateful if you could take a moment to share your story. You can click the link in the show notes to get started, or just go to astroshaman.com/invocation story. Again, that's astroshaman.com/invocation story. All right, back to the forecast. On Tuesday, April 12th, 2022's number 2 aspect is only exact once, and it happens today. But this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction at 24 degrees Pisces is in orb, which means close enough to matter, for over a year, January 28th of 2022 through February 15th of 2023. This potent aspect supports many wonderful things, including spiritual teachings, religious practices focused on direct personal enlightenment, deeply enhanced flow states, easy access to spiritual awakening, deeply enhanced divine inspiration and creative inspiration, expanding your inner artistry, gaining wisdom from dreams, and gaining deep insight from your inner wisdom. But this conjunction also has darker possibilities. Jupiter could expand Neptune's potential for addiction, substance abuse, or excessive escapism. Avoid aimless wandering or martyring yourself in a relationship. There's expanded potential for confusion, delusion, and deception, so watch out for false teachings. Reality check ideas with your inner guidance if you can access it. Otherwise, vet them however you can to avoid getting sucked into a compelling falsehood. The 4 questions from the work of Byron Katie are especially helpful during this conjunction. 1. Is it true? 2. Can you absolutely know that it's true? 3. How do you react when you believe that thought? What happens? And 4. Who would you be without the thought? Can you hold all beliefs as conditional and potentially subject to revision or replacement? I love what another astrologer, so sorry I don't remember her name, said when forecasting this conjunction. She said, realism is trapped imagination. That deserves a repeat. Realism is trapped imagination. Focus on what you want as Jupiter conjoins Neptune, and this extraordinary conjunction can help you make it real. On Saturday, April 16th, a full moon brightens the sky at 2:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's at 27 degrees Libra. Any Libra full moon is great for release or adjustment in your relationships or creative expression. Aspects. This full moon's most potent aspect pattern is a T-square with the luminaries Pallas Athena and Pluto. This can easily manifest as relationship challenge, especially if feminine energy, Pallas Athena in Aries, is not appropriately assertive. As Lord of the Underworld, Pluto is associated with shadow work. There's nothing like a close relationship to trigger old wounds and traumas that are ripe for healing. Nonviolent communication, linked in the show notes, is an amazing time-tested protocol for relationship healing. And my healing invocation can help you do your solo shadow work quickly and efficiently. The healing invocation is part of my free invocation masterclass. That's in the show notes too, or you can just go to astroshaman.com, and on the top line, the menu bar, the very last word is invocations. Click that, and it will take you into that masterclass. Pluto can show you any weak spots in your relationships. Then it's up to you to decide whether that relationship should be healed or released. But if a relationship is on strong footing, Pluto has numerous blessings to offer. He can help you relate more vulnerably and honestly. If it's a sexual relationship, Pluto holds the secrets of sacred sex. Why settle for superficial physical pleasure when you can enjoy the divine ecstasy of soul-blended lovemaking? What about your creative expression? Pluto can supercharge it or can help it evolve to its next level. Pluto also encourages you to be raw, authentic, and uninhibited with your artistry. Other aspects. The Moon and Venus are tightly sesquare, that's 135 degrees. This is another possible indicator of relationship challenge. With Venus in Pisces, make sure you're not just molding yourself into your partner's ideal image. On the upside, Venus in Pisces supports deep empathic blending with your partner and can also open the door to inspired creativity. The relationship theme occurs yet again with the Moon's trine to Juno. Juno is the goddess of committed partnership, and the trine suggests smooth, harmonious connection. With Juno in Aquarius, let your relationship help you blossom into your most authentic self. The Moon's trine to Saturn can help you stay the course with your full moon goals, while a Mars trine can give you abundant energy to carry them out. Finally, with the right adjustments, the Moon's quincunxes to Jupiter and Neptune can encourage your inspired creativity and spiritual awakening practices. On Tuesday, April 19th, the Sun enters Taurus at 10:24 p.m. EDT. More power is available for money and material resources for the next month, along with dogged persistence. This is also a great time to enjoy your five senses, spend time in nature, or just be. On Wednesday, April 27th, the Saturn-Vesta lunar node's T-square that started on April 7th and that I've already interpreted peaks today on April 27th and will end on June 2nd. Also today, on Wednesday, April 27th, a Venus-Neptune conjunction at 24 Pisces makes it easier to be creatively inspired and can help you strengthen your relationship with your divine self. You can also more easily perceive the divine in everyone and everything around you. On Friday, April 29th, Pluto turns retrograde at 2:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's at 29 degrees Capricorn, roughly, 28.5 pretty much. He'll turn direct again on October 8th at 26 degrees Capricorn. This is a great time to reflect on two of Pluto's main themes, wealth and power. Wealth can be money, but it can also be anything you value. What kind of wealth is most important to you? Power has two basic flavors, power over and shared power. Power over controls, manipulates, and forces others to do its bidding. Shared power distributes opportunity and responsibility more equally and aims for win-win outcomes. When done well, it's like a rising tide that lifts all boats. What kind of power are you cultivating? What power themes would be worth contemplating as Pluto turns retrograde? Pluto also rules occult practices and sacred sex. He's the lord of shamanism, shadow work, and soul-deep transformation. Are you interested in exploring any of these for the first time or changing how you're working with them now? If you'd like a fast and effective tool for healing old emotional traumas, check out the Healing Invocation in my free Invocation Masterclass, which I've already mentioned. Pluto also rules taxes, insurance, and inheritance. Are any of these themes up for you? Finally, planets are most powerful when they change directions. Do you have sensitive points in your natal chart at or after 25 degrees in a cardinal sign? That would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, or at 0 or 1 degree in a fixed sign? That would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. If so, Pluto's retrograde station will stimulate them powerfully. Work skillfully with any challenges that arise so that you can milk the maximum wealth and power from the situation. On Saturday, April 30th, a Taurus Solar Eclipse aligns at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's at 10.5 degrees Taurus. A solar eclipse is an extra powerful new moon whose effects last at least 6 months. At the most basic level, this is a Taurus new moon. This is great for persistence and endurance. Just be sure that you're not holding on to an outworn structure that needs to change. Taurus rules money and possessions, so put an appropriate amount of energy into material things. Taurus rules all five senses, so give yourself wonderful things to see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. Also make time to hang out in nature and even to do nothing at all. Taurus can certainly work long and hard, but it also has this chill time motto: I'm not a human doing, I'm a human being. Aspects. This solar eclipse's most powerful aspect is Uranus's conjunction to the Sun and Moon. Its power is emphasized by the tightness of its orb, only 4 degrees. This is a great time to persistently express your authentic human self in the world, follow your intuitive hits relentlessly, and stubbornly serve others with your special talents that you most love to use. Notice how I worked those Taurus words in there? If you've gotten stuck in something that does not serve your highest good, Uranus will shake it up. Take chaos or breakdown as a sign that something needs to be released or paradigm shifted. This solar eclipse's second strongest aspect is a Mars sextile. This can energize you to get cracking with your eclipse new moon goals. With Mars in Pisces, it will be easier to act in flow state. If you desire a sexual expression of Taurus's sensuality, Piscean Mars supports tantric, soul-blended eroticism. Finally, this eclipse is bracketed by semi-squares from Neptune and Ceres. Neptune supports inspired creativity and divine union. Ceres can help you with any shadow work you're doing and also supports harvest and abundance. Also, on Saturday, April 30th, you can enjoy magnified opportunity in your relationships, creativity, and finances with Venus conjunct Jupiter at 28 degrees Pisces. Their Piscean placement adds inspired creativity and can help you enjoy extra empathic connection in your relationships. Announcement: everyone is welcome to participate in many Awakening Plus Zoom calls for free. These events support your individual healing and awakening, as well as global spiritual awakening. By the way, starting this month, I'm giving much shorter event descriptions in this section. And by the way, I just added a new service called Members Helping Members within Awakening Plus, where members can give or receive personal support for free. It's just the latest way that the membership is evolving to better serve its members. So here's info on our April events, all at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Wednesday, April 6th, a free public event, a brand new one, Unconditional Love Immersion. I recently had a profound ceremonial experience of unconditional love. I'm excited to share and deepen it during this event. We'll invoke the maximum experience of unconditional love that serves highest good and see what unfolds. Wednesday, April 13th, members only, individual and group healing. You can support the individual healing of the people on this monthly call and get some healing of your own, even if you're not in the hot seat. Thursday, April 14th, members only, community support call. Community can be crucially important on the spiritual path. Awakening Plus members experience the joy of creating and deepening connection with each other online. Wednesday, April 20th, members only, shamanic breathwork. Break through to deeper healing and awakening with shamanic breathwork. Supported by focused breathing and powerful music, you can experience a natural altered state and spontaneous shamanic journeying. This process can release old wounds, challenging emotions, and dysfunctional patterns, resulting in greater health and wholeness. You might also open to new levels of spiritual awakening. Wednesday, April 27th, members only, divinely directed. Each divinely directed call is unique. However, a typical call features a subtle field being held within this sacred space. Each person receives the specific awakening, healing, or spiritual experience that serves their highest good. And Thursday, April 28th, members only, Ask Us Anything. It used to be Ask Me Anything. In this lively event, Awakening Plus members can ask whatever's on their minds. Answers might come from me or from other members. We have a lot of collective wisdom in the group. And then every single Monday, free public events, New Earth Support Team. In this popular weekly event, we first create our sacred container and invoke embodied awakening. Then we let our divine allies know that we've come to serve the great global awakening. They take it from there. Our spiritual service is routinely rewarded with personal healing, spiritual upgrades, and profound bliss. Awakening Plus features at least 10 live streaming events each month. Many live events are open to everyone for free, while some are for members only. We'd love to have you join our supportive online community. Members receive these exclusive benefits. About half of our 10 Zoom calls each month are members only. We have an archive of over 400 life-transforming events, including a best of events guide. We have a new Members Helping Members service that I mentioned. We have an Invocation Masterclass course, a self-guided internal family systems therapy course, another course called Your Divine Allies, Let Them Help You More. Every month we do a community connection call and an Ask Us Anything call. You can choose an accountability partner, hang out in the forum. There's a lot to do in the membership. So you can learn more or start your 30 days for $1 risk-free trial membership at awakeningplus.com. We always give away a free session to one of our listeners. This month, the winner is Yvette, Yvette. This is the only Yvette who has put her name in. So if that's you, Yvette, pop me an email, benjamin@astroshaman.com, and we will get you set up with your free session. Congratulations, Yvette. And thanks to everyone for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, and one-of-a-kind life coaching. All my one-on-one services are equally effective in person or long distance. I also offer an unbeatable price on SolarFire, the #1 astrology software for Windows. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn about all this and more at astroshaman.com. To see the show notes, go to astroshaman.com/602. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com. My number for voice and text, 828-338-9852. I would love to connect with you. We're wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode so others who also love astrology and spirituality can find it. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.